There are some pretty shady stories out there: secret labs, hidden sites, and hushed recoveries, beyond the gates and no-fly zones of America that blur the lines between ancient conspiracies and national security. A quick look at Area 51 and its conspiracy theories. Area 51, located at Groom Lake in Nevada, is a super-secret U.S. Air Force base that's been used for testing experimental aircraft and other undercover projects. Its mystery, restricted airspace, and strange flying patterns have turned it into a hotbed for wild stories and conspiracy theories. What we know about Area 51. Origins. Area 51 kicked off in the 1950s to test the U-2 spy plane and then expanded to include testing for experimental aircraft like the SR-71 and various stealth programs. Government confirmation. Although the base was kept under wraps for a long time, the CIA finally admitted its role in Cold War aircraft testing in 2013 when they released some declassified documents. What's actually going on? This place is a high-security test site, crucial for advanced aerospace and surveillance tech. There are unmarked aircraft moving to and from Las Vegas, which adds to the mystique. Even though many programs are still classified, there's enough public info to confirm that it's tied to experimental aviation. Popular conspiracy theories. Alien tech. Many people believe the government is reverse engineering alien technology and storing recovered UFOs at Area 51. Some even claim there are secret labs where alien autopsies and research on living specimens happen. Secret experiments. There are wild theories about interdimensional portals, time travel, or mind control techniques being tested at the site. Spreading misinformation. Some historians and journalists think that UFO sightings were sometimes exaggerated or misrepresented to distract from classified aircraft tests, which only fueled the alien myths. These theories are often a mix of unproven claims and tall tales that have been spun by anecdotes, whistleblower accounts, and fictional stories. Big names and incidents that boosted the conspiracies. Bob Lazar really kicked off interest in Area 51 back in the late 1980s when he claimed he was involved in reverse engineering alien propulsion systems near Groom Lake. Then there was that 2019 social media event called Storm Area 51, which started as a joke but brought tons of attention to the area, attracting tourists and media alike, showing just how entrenched Area 51 is in popular culture. In the 50s and 60s, the Air Force handled most of its official UFO investigations, Project Sign, Grudge, Blue Book, at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base near Dayton, Ohio, which is a big deal for research and logistics. What Wright-Patterson does. Research and testing hub. Wright-Patterson grew from early 20th century aviation activity in Dayton and is now a major center for the Air Force's logistics, aerospace research, and foreign technology assessments. Connected to Project Blue Book. Between 1952 and 1969, Wright-Patterson was the main base for the Project Blue Book investigation into UFO reports, which really linked the base to unexplained aerial phenomena. The Alien Warehouse and Hangar 18 conspiracy. The Air Force officially denies the existence of Hangar 18, said to be an alien storage area, but it's a common part of UFO lore. People often claim that a specific hangar at Wright-Patterson contains crash debris and even alien bodies from incidents like Roswell. Conspiracy stories suggest that remains and artifacts from the 1947 Roswell crash were taken to Wright-Patterson for study, and that autopsies happened there. However, historians usually find no solid evidence to back these claims, pointing out that a lot of it comes down to speculation and misinterpretation. Because Wright-Patterson has dealt with captured foreign technology and classified programs, some theories stretch to include supposed reverse engineering of alien crafts or strange propulsion systems, blending the base's real functions with fanciful ideas. What fuels the myths? Historical ties to UFO research. Given the base's actual role in UFO-related government activities and its possession of recovered technology, it's no wonder that rumors and stories have mixed reality with fantasy. Influence of media. The story of Hangar 18 and related claims have been spread and popularized through books, movies, sensational news, and local legends, becoming ingrained in American UFO mythology. Local lore and culture. The story persisted even as investigators sought documentary evidence, fueled by Dayton area folklore, decades of secondhand accounts, and occasionally conflicting witness statements. Official position and historical research. Wright-Patterson's legitimate role in aircraft testing, evaluation, and Project Blue Book has been confirmed by Air Force historians and official accounts. They have consistently denied specific claims regarding alien bodies purportedly located in Hangar 18. While declassified materials shed light on some activities, they do not support sensational claims about alien autopsies. Why there is still uncertainty. Conspiracy groups attempt to fill the knowledge gaps created by the base's ongoing classified operations, restricted access areas, and the historical research of foreign aerospace technology, often leading to speculation and alternate narratives. Dugway Proving Ground has been around since 1942 and is a large, super-secure U.S. Army test site in western Utah. Its main purpose is to develop and test chemical and biological defenses in a remote setting. Over the years, they've conducted various experiments, like testing how chemicals disperse in the air, trying out protective gear, and checking defenses against harmful agents. Many of these tests were classified at the time and were only partially revealed later on. A couple of notable events include the sheep kill in 1968, when thousands of sheep died after a test flight released the nerve agent VX near Dugway. Initially, officials gave conflicting explanations, but public outrage led to further investigations that ultimately connected the testing to the sheep deaths. During the Cold War, Dugway was used for numerous extreme tests, resulting in some scary radioactive releases that alarmed both reporters and locals. Declassified documents from that time show a lot more than anyone knew before, especially when historical test logs were made available through FOIA requests and investigative reporting in the 2010s. This discovery reignited concerns about past environmental damage and human exposure. Dugway has also fueled a ton of conspiracy theories linked to aliens and UFOs. Some people call it Area 52 because of its secretive vibe and restricted airspace, associating it with stories of extraterrestrial encounters. There are rumors about offensive biological or chemical programs and secret human exposure experiments happening there, even though officials say their focus is on defensive research. These rumors got stronger after past tests negatively affected local communities and livestock. Locals and researchers have accused the military of hiding the real impacts of their testing on the environment and public health. This suspicion is supported by inconsistent information and delays in disclosing past incidents. The mix of heavy security and secrecy at Dugway has created a lot of gaps in information, allowing rumors to run rampant. Documented incidents like the sheep kill and later revelations give these suspicions more weight, even if some claims are not backed by evidence. Folk tales and nicknames like Area 52 have been carried by the media and online groups, fusing sensationalism, local stories, and factual happenings. The complex could house secret leadership hideaways, archives, or spots for political and financial elites to relocate, fueled by rumors of hidden doomsday supplies and ongoing government operations. Some quirky theories suggest that the sensors at NORAD and the secretiveness of the complex might be tied to recovered spacecraft, alien encounters, or labs focused on monitoring aliens and reverse engineering technology. Black Ops Control Center. There are whispers that this place runs covert operations around the globe, oversees surveillance networks, or coordinates secret military projects. Why certain stories gained popularity. 1. Real redundancy and secrecy. People are naturally suspicious of Cheyenne Mountain because it was built to be self-sufficient, secretive, and tough enough to withstand disasters. 2. Cold War secrecy and public imagination. The facility's civil defense identity and the actual secret activities during that era sparked tales about its hidden capabilities. Number 3. Cultural amplification. To create lasting stories, movies, books, and online communities mix real-life details, like reinforced bunkers and undercover missions, with creative ideas, such as underground cities and alien labs. The United States has a military base on Diego Garcia, a coral atoll in the central Indian Ocean, which it leases from the UK. Since the 1970s, it's been super important for logistics, surveillance, and military operations across the Indian Ocean, South Asia, and the Middle East. Its isolation, deep-water harbor, and airstrip make it a prime location. The base got a major upgrade in the late 1960s and early 1970s for naval and aviation support, adding runways, port facilities, and logistical infrastructure. It's been a key spot for long-range bomber access, aerial refueling, and intel work, playing a significant role in military operations from the Gulf War to Afghanistan and even in counter-piracy efforts. However, there's a lot of controversy surrounding the base, especially regarding the removal of the local Chagosian population during its construction, which has led to legal and human rights disputes. There are also conspiracy theories claiming the base was used for covert detentions and interrogations after 9/11, linking it to the idea of secret black sites. When it comes to missing aircraft like Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, some people think Diego Garcia might have been involved in their disappearance, although these claims are mostly baseless. On top of that, there are whispers about secret underground facilities and massive caches, suggesting that the base has a lot more going on beneath the surface than what's publicly known. Some even argue that Diego Garcia is part of a larger secret network for monitoring and strikes, operating without any international oversight. There are also concerns about cover-ups related to environmental issues, with theories that authorities have been hiding information about toxic testing or harmful events. So why do these conspiracy theories keep coming up? 1. Limited access and secrecy create gaps in information that people fill with speculation. 2. There's a lot of moral and political complexity surrounding the base, including the forced removal of islanders and classified missions, which makes people distrustful. 3. Its role in global politics, being remote and involved in sensitive operations, fuels the belief that clandestine activities might be happening. 4. Unverified rumors often get mixed in with real injustices in the media and activist circles, making it tough for people to tell fact from fiction. Critically evaluating assertions, the baseline is established by documented facts, including as leasing agreements, government reports, investigative journalism, court decisions on Chagosians, and military declarations. Consider exceptional claims, such as secret disappearances or underground alien-like complexes, as unverifiable unless backed up by government documents, reliable on-the-record testimony, satellite imagery analysis, or verified leaks. Divide the claims into two categories: A. Speculative claims that go beyond the evidence at hand, extraordinary cover-ups requiring extraordinary proof, and B. Believable secrecy-driven actions that are in line with established military practice, surveillance, logistics, classified operations. Pine Gap is a U.S.-Australian satellite ground station and signals intelligence facility located near Alice Springs, Australia. It was set up in 1970 and has become one of the key spots for space surveillance, missile warning, and satellite interception within the Five Eyes network, thanks to the support of U.S. agencies and their Australian allies. The facility focuses on signals intelligence and satellite control, helping manage reconnaissance satellites by intercepting electronic signals. Built during the Cold War, Pine Gap has been continually upgraded to provide military targeting, space awareness, and global surveillance, making it strategically important since day one. Operations at Pine Gap are done under official agreements between Australia and the U.S., with U.S. agencies running the most crucial systems, while Australian agencies handle legal oversight and act as liaisons. There's a lot of buzz about Pine Gap being involved in secret drone strike coordination, which has sparked conspiracy theories suggesting that it operates outside of official channels. Some people compare Pine Gap to Area 51, claiming that it has alien technology or monitors UFOs, often suggesting it's Australia's version of the infamous site. There are also allegations about secret research on mind control, advanced weapons, or portal time experiments, all lumped together under black projects and covert experiments. Concerns about domestic surveillance, sometimes heightened by whistleblower revelations about international SIGINT programs, lead to worries that Pine Gap's capabilities might be used for mass surveillance of everyday folks, journalists, or political individuals. These topics often pop up in activist discussions, alternative media, and fringe theories, blending extreme claims that lack solid evidence with genuine worries about classified operations. Thule Air Base, now called Patuxent Space Base, is the northernmost military base in the United States, located in northwest Greenland. It was set up during World War II and developed further during the Cold War to serve as an early warning radar and space surveillance site that helps NORAD and U.S. ballistic missile detection systems. One significant event that stands out is the 1968 B-52 accident, which resulted in nuclear pollution. This led to an international cleanup effort and a lengthy political struggle over lost radioactive material and the environmental damage caused by a B-52 carrying nuclear weapons that crash-landed near Thule. During the Cold War, the U.S. launched initiatives in Greenland, like Camp Century and the secretive Project Iceworm, which looked into building underground military facilities and missile sites beneath the ice. These programs were later made public and raised questions about Greenland's consent and sovereignty. There are also plenty of conspiracy theories floating around about Thule. Some claim that large underground structures are being used for secret storage, elite bunkers, or hidden missile sites. Supporters of these theories often point to Cold War-era engineering achievements as evidence. On top of that, there are stories connecting Thule to alien and UFO myths, similar to the tales surrounding Area 51. These accounts often link the remote and heavily secured nature of the base to UFO sightings or recovered unidentified craft, although there's no solid proof to back these claims. Rumors keep circulating about Thule's space monitoring and signals responsibilities, suggesting they might mask secret weapons testing, covert surveillance worldwide, or secret collaborations on undisclosed space projects. Combine that with accusations of cover-ups regarding sovereignty, and you'll find activists and locals claiming that environmental damage was concealed, cleanup efforts were mishandled, and Danish oversight of U.S. operations was lacking. These conspiracy theories keep going because people often fill in information gaps created by the extreme secrecy and isolation surrounding the base. Historical incidents like Project Iceworm and the 1968 crash, which revealed the existence of dangerous covert operations in the Arctic, give some of these wild claims a bit of credibility. Moreover, issues related to U.S.-Danish agreements, the relocation of local Inuit communities for base access, and environmental concerns add to the distrust and fuel these conspiracy narratives. To really evaluate these claims, it's smart to look at primary declassified sources and trustworthy news reports for the facts about missions and incidents. Official accident reports and documents about Project Iceworm can give a better understanding of what really happened. It's also important to separate the wild claims from what might actually be secretive activities. While accusations involving dramatic cover-ups, aliens, or massive underground cities need solid evidence, ideas around covert surveillance or backup infrastructure seem more likely. So instead of relying on sensational summaries or anonymous internet posts, it's best to find confirmation in official archives, independent media, or peer-reviewed studies. Montauk Air Force Station, also known as Camp Hero, is located at the eastern tip of Long Island, New York. While it used to be a Cold War coastal defense facility, it's now more famous for the conspiracy theories surrounding it, particularly the so-called Montauk Project, which involves wild claims of time travel, mind control, and secret operations. During World War II, the place was built to help with coastal radar and early warning defenses, complete with gunnery positions and radar equipment, pretty standard for military bases at the time. After it was decommissioned, a big part of the property became Camp Hero State Park, where you can still see the old radar tower and bunkers as historical spots. The conspiracy theories really take off with claims about the Montauk Project, saying there were weird experiments on people, often involving abductions and some bizarre interactions with non-human beings. People say there were secret underground labs where horrific experiments happened, often targeting kids and using drugs for behavior modification. Some stories even connect the facility to secret military projects, suggesting there was some shady collaboration with agencies like the CIA and programs like MKUltra. Authors like Preston Nichols and Al Bielek have popularized these ideas, claiming to have memories of being part of these experiments at Camp Hero, though historians typically consider their accounts to be questionable. The Montauk mythos has also seeped into pop culture, influencing shows like Stranger Things on Netflix, which has made it harder for folks to separate fact from fiction. As for the evidence, there are government records and local reports that confirm the base's existence and its radar operations. But when it comes to claims like time travel and government-run abductions, there's little to back them up. Extraordinary stories often lack solid proof, no verified documents, credible eyewitnesses, or things that have been checked out by experts. Even if some of these more outrageous claims haven't been proven right, people sometimes find them credible because of the secrecy around the Cold War and real projects like MK Ultra that we know did happen. If you're digging into this stuff, stick to credible journalism and original sources like official records. Until something is backed up by solid investigation, take personal accounts and recovered memories with a grain of salt. Naval Air Station Patuxent River, or NAS Pax River, often just called PAX, was set up in 1942 and 1943 to bring all U.S. Navy aircraft development, testing, and evaluation under one roof. It's been a key spot for flight testing and military aeronautical research ever since. Key features and interesting points. 1. Hub for flight testing and development. PAX is home to labs, test ranges, and engineering facilities that handled the design, testing, and acquisition of Navy and Marine aircraft and avionics. 2. Quick construction during wartime. The station was built rapidly during World War II on land that used to be farms and plantations to meet urgent needs. This brought a lot of infrastructure and jobs to the area. Because of its secretive operations, people often speculate that there are hidden aircraft, exotic technologies, or experimental systems being tested there. 3. Stories of mishaps and cover-ups. The classified nature of PAX's work leads to rumors about hidden accidents, environmental issues, or safety records being kept under wraps. 4. Potentially secret weapons programs. There are theories out there suggesting that the base deal with covert weapons research or intelligence operations beyond what they officially say. Why people talk about conspiracy theories surrounding PAX. The secrecy of Pax River leaves a lot of room for speculation. Local social impact. The quick militarization and land grabs have changed local communities, leading to old resentments and more distrust of what's happening today. Technical plausibility. Since PAX actually tests cutting-edge planes and classified gear, it makes even wild theories about black projects seem a bit more believable to outsiders, even without solid proof. How to look at claims critically. To get a clear picture of what NAS Pax River is up to, it's best to start with official documents and base histories. Separate strange claims from classified programs. If someone claims something extraordinary, like aliens or impossible tech, look for independent proof. Meanwhile, classified testing usually makes sense to keep secret. Find reliable sources. Instead of relying on sketchy posts or rumor sites, check local news and declassified records for confirmation on incidents, environmental issues, or legal disputes. Critically evaluating assertions. Establish a baseline with documented facts. Lease agreements, government reports, investigative journalism, and court decisions. Consider exceptional claims unverified unless backed by government documents, reliable on-the-record testimony, satellite imagery analysis, or verified leaks. Divide claims into speculative stories and believable secrecy-driven actions. Instead of relying on sensational summaries or anonymous internet posts, look for confirmation in official archives, independent media, reviewed or peer-reviewed studies. Till extraordinary claims are backed by solid investigation, treat them with skepticism.